Right now, SLED investigating a violent attack at the Department of Juvenile Justice's Broad River Road complex. When our crews arrived on scene today, a huge law enforcement presence that you see here. SLED now confirms that a staff member and a juvenile were hurt.
We have team coverage tonight on what happened earlier today and the history of security and safety concerns at DJJ, beginning with our Ashley Jones with the latest on this investigation. Ashley, what can you tell us?
Well, Greg and Judy, as you can see, the scene is much different from what we showed you all earlier today. Now, according to a spokesperson from SLED, all the juveniles here at the DJJ have been accounted for, and as you can see, the scene is secure, but that was not the case earlier this morning. At 9 a.m., this was the scene outside of the DJJ, multiple agencies responding to what investigators are now calling a violent disturbance.
I think it's a tremendous shock.
Sources from inside of the center say that several juveniles stole tools from inside of the tool room located in the Birchwood School, which is behind the jail.
Well, yes, I mean, you know, it's never safe when you hear about stuff like that.
One source who does not want to reveal his identity says an employee was inside of the tool room before being attacked by two juveniles. The source says the employee was hit in the head from behind and knocked unconscious. He says kids then stole several tools, including crowbars and hammers.
The employees that worked there, I mean, that's very dangerous, you know, and they're, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot going on. You know, and it's just really weird. I think that if they could have better safety and I just think there need to be changes. I don't know what it is, but there need to be changes. I can't say for sure.
Another source tells WIS that juveniles damaged property inside, breaking the glass in several buildings and damaging offices. Now, SLED told us in a statement that they will be conducting interviews to see exactly what led up to this incident here. The DJJ is not calling this incident a riot, but instead they say that several juveniles were out of place. Reporting here in Columbia, I'm Ashley Jones, WIS News 10.
All right, Ashley, thanks so much. Meanwhile, we're taking a closer look at the recent history of incidents at both the DJJ for juveniles and staff. The agency, which reports directly to Governor McMaster, has been led by Eden Hendricks since September of last year. She became interim director after Freddie Pugh resigned following intense criticism from staff and lawmakers. Nick Neville continues our live team coverage for us tonight. So, Nick, this hasn't been the first time since safety's been a concern specifically at that facility.
That's great. That's right, Greg. In fact, in April, DJJ settled a civil rights lawsuit with the Department of Justice over conditions here. It also set up 5 years of federal oversight that seeks to see that some safety and security improvements are made here. And a history of incidents led up to that decision. Tuesday's incident, the latest in a long list of recent issues for the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice. In June of last year, staffers at this complex walked out in protest over working conditions. This May, a 13-year-old snuck a loaded gun into the facility, prompting all staff to be retrained on search procedures. In June, a fight left 2 juveniles hospitalized. A WIS investigation found agency records included allegations that that incident was a setup by DJJ security. And in July, 7 juveniles got loose, getting over razor wire and gaining access to the roof of a school building at the facility. Back in April, DJJ Director Eden Hendrick was asked about the 5-year window to make necessary changes at the Broad River Road complex.
A cultural change, an entire whole agency change takes time. It takes a lot of time. 5 years is a long time. I'm optimistic that we can do it. You know, a lot of it does depend on staffing and the economy.
At a Senate hearing earlier this month, Hendrick said they currently have only about half of their correctional officer positions filled at the Broad River facility.
Those are our more high-end offenders. The BRC is designated to be the long-end, long-term facility, and so those youth tend to be more difficult, and so it's harder to keep staff.
I asked Governor McMaster's office today whether or not he still has confidence in Hendrick's ability to lead the agency. In a statement, Brian Sims, the governor's communications director, told me that Hendrick has never shied away from the challenges that DJJ faces, and the governor believes that she's the exact right person to address them. Reporting in Columbia, Nick Neville, WIS News 10.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. The statement also says that Governor McMaster is grateful for how quickly SLED, the DJJ, and Department of Corrections responded to today's incident.